My very first drink, I was 15 years old. I always feel inadequate trying to describe what it did for me and how I was to feel without that would never be enough again.
Mm.
And now I got to give it up. And it's only through failing, enough failures that I got to a point where I failed myself into here to where I gave it up.
I heard it through the grapevine.
Welcome. It's the AA Grapevine half-hour variety hour featuring the collected voices of Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm Don, an alcoholic in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Hey, Don. Hey, everybody. I'm Sam, an alcoholic in Palm Springs, California.
What do you say, Sam?
How you doing, Don? What's been going on in your world?
Oh, my world is spinning. Just because I quit drinking doesn't mean my life is not spinning.
How many plates you got spinning today?
I'm spinning and juggling, but I'm letting go and everything is crashing.
Okay. Maybe you need a vacation. Maybe it's time to travel for a week or so.
Well, I did go to Asheville last weekend.
Oh.
I've done quite a bit of traveling. I've done some AA traveling. I went to Akron and visited Dr. Bob's house.
Oh, cool.
Have you
Tell
ever
me
been
about
there?
that. I have not.
If you love the big book and you love the history of AA, to walk into the living room and sit at the kitchen table where Dr. Bob and Bill W. sat and talked, and Bill helped Bob get sober. And it's been restored to it's got like an old coffee pot, it's got an old stove, and the table and furniture. The living room has a big easy chair and another chair beside it with a coffee table between the two, and sitting on the coffee table underneath a plastic book holder that holds it open is Dr. Bob's Bible, which is open to the chapter James, and underlined in red is faith without works is dead.
Oh, okay.
That's quoted in the big book, and you can see the importance of that to them at that time. And then you go upstairs and they have the laundry chute where Dr. Bob used to hide a bottle.
What, there's not a bottle there?
They don't have a bottle there, but they do on the back porch have a bottle in a glove on the back porch. It's really an incredible experience. If anybody gets a chance to go there, it is worth doing.
I got to do it someday, no doubt.
Well, Sam, who's our guest today?
Well, Don, today we welcome David Y. from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. His grandfather's brother was the first sober Amish in Akron.
What a coincidence!
How did this happen? We just happened to talk about this, Dr. Bob's house in Akron, and now we've got this connection?
That's an enormous amount of heritage pressure to stay sober. I can't wait to talk to David about this.
I'm looking forward to it, too.
But first, the news!
We're looking for stories on families and AA. Are any other members of your family alcoholic? Are any of them in AA? Did you find out about the program through a family member? Do you go to meetings together? Are your children heavy drinkers? How do you cope? Share your family recovery stories at aagrapevine.org/share. Stories are due by August 15, 2025.
The Plain Language Big Book is now available. It's intended to help readers better understand the book Alcoholics Anonymous, fondly called the Big Book by AA members. It's considered the basic text of the AA program of recovery. This new book describes AA's 12-step program in simpler language than the original book, which was published in 1939.
The Plain Language Big Book presents in a simpler language
the ideas contained in the Big Book, Alcoholics Anonymous.
Specific AA-related words and phrases used in the original 1939 book.
Vocabulary in the original book that may be dated or not familiar to readers.
And the core content of the original Big Book without member stories, often called the Abridged Edition.
The Plain Language Big Book is AA General Service Conference approved literature and is available now for $11.
And as always, AA encourages ordering our literature via your local distribution sources, groups, districts, intergroups, and central offices, as they play a vital role in local 12-step activities.
Hi, Don. Hi, Sam. I'm David. Why? I'm alcoholic from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
David, thank you so much for joining us and for sticking with us through all of our inanity.
My sobriety date is September 10th of 2022. My home group is the Marion Center Group of Alcoholics Anonymous. It meets every Friday night at 7 o'clock. It is an open speaker meeting.
Well, David, you got sober in 2022.
In Jamestown, New York.
And you're Amish.
Yes.
How did you hear about AA and turn to AA to quit drinking?
I was in jail at the time, and my wife went to a wedding in New York. And she talked to Sam. He died with 19 years sober. But he had heard about me, as everybody had. And he talked to my wife that day because I've been diagnosed with everything under the sun. And he talked to my wife, and she was excited because he told her about Al-Anon. He told her about AA, and she was excited to tell me that I was an alcoholic.
Were you excited to hear it?
I was extremely upset at Sam, and I never met him.
Yeah, I imagine so. Who's he to call me an alcoholic, although I just got out of jail?
16 years later, to finally get a foothold here in Alcoholics Anonymous. It's been a journey.
What was the obstacle?
For a guy like me is the surrendering. Step one, I think, almost killed me. I couldn't face myself. I got a DUI and a horse and buggy in March of 2006.
Describe a DUI with a horse and buggy.
I was on my way into town, and it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I fell asleep. And the horse went into someone's yard and started eating this lady's bushes. And she got up to go to the bathroom, and there was a horse's face in her window, and she overreacted and called the cops. And it was a simple thing. And my dad, it was a fiasco. I always had a smart mouth on me. And his partner asked me, how do we get this animal to move? And I kicked the cop. I said, like that.
Oh.
His buddy tackled me, and I got assault charges, and it was a mess. And but it was a simple thing to take care of. There was a $500 fine, 6 months probation. I turned it into a 3-year prison sentence. I cannot stop drinking. And my first probation violation, the judge told me, he said, David, we're going to make all this go away. He said, none of this ever happened. But he said, I don't ever want to see you in my courtroom again. And I was to go before that same judge 9 more times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they really tried to help me. They put me through rehab. They put me on house arrest. They put me in work release in county jail, and from there to prison.
What changed in you that allowed you to come to AA and stop drinking?
Saturday, September 10th. And I think about this day often because I think 3 things happened. There's a line on page 25 of our book that says, we had come to believe in the hopelessness and futility of our life as we had been living it. And that came true for me that day. I came to believe in that day. And for the first time in my life, I saw my life for exactly what it was. And I think I got an infusion of grace. And from that day to this day, I haven't had the obsession to drink. It's not a part of who or what I am today.
You know, you just absolutely described the last part of the first step. The first step being we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. And when you talk about that quote from page 25, that is unmanageability. My life is unmanageable.
And the problem is, when I was drinking, I could not see it. I didn't have a problem. Everybody else was the problem. And at one point, David, you described beautifully what for me I describe as the veil being lifted. For the first time, for me, it was through my son's eyes, who was 6 years old at the time. I could see myself, and that every day I had to drink, and there was no excuses anymore. It was just, I I have a problem with alcohol and I desperately need help. And I was able to turn because the veil was lifted and I could see it for the first time.
I was baffled, and I could never see it before this. When I look back on those years, how my mind will just adjust to this journey to hell. It will not let me see the lies. It won't let me see the broken promises. It won't let me see the missed opportunities. I hadn't seen my wife, and this is another story. I hadn't seen my wife and children in over 5 years. She had locked the doors on me. I was homeless, living under a willow tree. And as I go into lower levels of degeneration, as I go into oblivion, my mind will just adjust.
We get used to things so easily, don't
it
we?
is amazing. This took 26 years. And to go from that to sitting here talking to you guys, I can't wrap my head around. It is amazing.
I heard a speaker one time say that he had his first drink. I always loved this. It was like an umbrella opened up inside of him, which I can identify with that feeling. It's like it poured all over me. It's like, the answer that I didn't even know I was looking for was in that alcohol. For me, it was wine. The first thing, it was a bottle of wine that I drank.
Then we take away this thing that works.
This one thing that's holding me together.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that my brain tells me, even though it's not working nearly as well as it used to, and it's causing a lot of problems in my life, my brain is still telling me this is still a solution. And now that's taken away. I need a sufficient substitute. Did you find that in Alcoholics Anonymous? And if so, how did you find it?
I took 2 meetings a week into a detox, and I went to one juvenile detention center one night a week and my home group one night a week. And that changed me inside. That changed me.
The helping others?
Yes. The detox has been the most powerful thing in my life. It has changed me. And at the times where I didn't want to go, I'll give you an example. I was roofing one day and I carried like 160 bundles of shingles that day. I come home and it was my night to go to detox, and I called 3 other people to take my spot. Nobody would go.
You're tired.
Tired. I was upset. I want to go home, take a shower, get something and eat and relax. And I begrudgingly go to this detox, and there's one person there. He's dragging a mattress back and forth across the common room. And the nurse comes up and says, David, she said, I'm sorry, but there's probably not going to be anybody that's going to show up. And I don't know why I did this. I got up and started helping him drag this mattress back and forth. And I talked to him about my drinking. So I did, and can't quote the page, but in the book, Working with Others, it says, tell them exactly what happened to you. And I told this guy exactly what happened to me. And he sits down, he starts crying. And I get emotional when I think about this. But he said, I don't know why you're wasting your time with me. He said, I always drink again. I've sat in detoxes all across the country. I remember in Seattle, Washington, 15 years ago, I'm sitting in a detox. And I'm the only one there, and there's an AA member there talking to me about his drinking, and I'm crying. And I had burned my life to the ground. And I was telling him, I don't know why you're wasting your time. I always drink again. And when he said that, something happened in here.
In your heart.
Yeah.
We have to give it away to keep it. It's the truth.
I fell in love with Alcoholics Anonymous through going to detox. After I've been going to this detox a while, you start seeing people come back in again. And this lady came back through there 5 times and crying one night. And I talked to her again. I just told her about my drinking. A week later, I see her at my home group, and something happened. And then she gets a sponsor, and then you watch her at other meetings, and all of a sudden she's got a couple of girls she's sponsoring.
I wish folks could see your face right now, David, because you lit up so much when you said that she came to your home group.
Yeah.
I get to be part of that. See, when I come in here, the things that I hated about me the most, the things I despised about me, when I go to this detox, have become the most useful.
Yes.
When I first heard it, we will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it.
And I get to be part of that.
It's real. It's not that I wouldn't change the past if I could, and my worst behavior, I still wish that I hadn't done it. But that is the gold that I can give to someone else to say, I did that. You don't have to be that person anymore. And it heals me.
I've never said this before, but I hear this in AA, that people say, we'll love you until you can love yourself. My experience is when I go to this detox, and I think this is what happens, but I get to fall in love with the me that's in them. And through that, I get to love myself.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I really believe that. I can't come in here and just love myself one day. It takes an action.
It takes regular action, sustained action.
The book says that the deep down in every one of us is a fundamental idea of God. God has been dormant within me for years, and not through a lack of resources. I was raised in a community where I watched people helping people. I remember a barn fire. I was 8 years old, and our neighbors lost their dairy farm. 4 days later, the barn was rebuilt. Like, I grew up with that, in that environment. So it wasn't through a lack of resource. I think it was through a lack of action.
Dr. Bob's book, Faith Without Works is Dead.
Yeah. I've been going up there for a year. Nobody's in this and that, and I make it all about me. And I show up when I don't want to, and something like that happens. And it shows me again, just go, just go.
Just go. Yeah. If I show up, then I'm present for what is about to happen. But I can get in my way so easily.
Oh, yeah.
I can get so self-centered. I am totally good with staying at home. I like being by myself. It takes an act of God to get me out of the house. And thankfully, I'm in a situation these days where acts of God are happening around me all the time.
Well, David, I have this beautiful image of the Amish, and it's very spiritual and very religious. So you grew up Amish?
Yes.
Did you struggle when you came to AA with the idea of surrendering to a higher power?
Yes, the first 16 years in and out.
What was the struggle?
Old ideas. There's a part of me that you can't talk to. I become the I know guy. And I'm so ego driven, I think that as you're talking to me, giving me the solution, my mind will pick you apart to see where you're wrong, and I'm right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you present a guy like me with the 12 steps. That looks anything like a solution. If I could just fix my life a little bit out here, I could come to AA and really help people. That's not how it works. Everything is backwards here.
Surrender to win.
Yeah.
So many contradictions. Yes.
In our business, we have a little tree service business, and the traditions, I apply the traditions.
Okay, well, how do you do that?
I go to work to make money. I fail. It never fails. I fail at that. I'll give you an example. Last Friday, we did a job for a lady, and she asked me if I would put peat moss in her flower beds. I spent the next hour and a half dumping her pots into this flower bed all around her house, honestly helping her, wanting nothing in return. I wouldn't take any money for it. If I continue those things, the money comes.
That's
all
right.
these things will follow.
I found that true in my business. I was a painter, a decorative painter, muralist, and I was doing a mural one time. It was for an elderly lady who had hired me, and it was in the living room, and she wanted like this big flowering tree. And at one point she said, I've got to run out to the drugstore. My husband is in hospice and he's dying in the back room, and he's okay. He's under care. This will take me about 15 minutes. Would it be okay if I give you my telephone number, and if there's any trouble whatsoever, give me a call? This will allow me to go out and get something I need for him, and then I'll be right back. And I was, well, certainly. And when she came back, I said, this is a bit much to have me in here. I've like got paint all over the living room, cans and drop cloths spread around. this is kind of disruptive. Are you sure this is a good time for me to be doing this mural? And she said, with all the death in this house, I wanted some creativity to be here. I thought it was what we needed. And suddenly I realized that it's not about the money I'm making at all. And to be focused on that is wrong. What am I doing? What am I bringing today to people? And to focus on that, as I focused on that more and more, my business grew by focusing on what am I bringing in spirit to people every day.
Yeah. We each have our own talents. I'm an IT guy. I have my own IT business. My job is to take care of people, to help people. I do it from that geeky, nerdy point of perspective and helping them with their technology. Taking care of people is the work.
Yeah. And to truly get that is for a guy like me, it's tough. Again, I learned by failing.
Mm-hmm.
And my
Yeah.
sponsor always tells me, go there to see what you can add to their life. And I say a little prayer. When I go look at jobs, I say a little prayer. God, show me what I can bring to their life, what I can add to them.
David, what does your life look like today in recovery? What's an average week?
Average week is Sunday is usually, if we're home on the weekends, is usually church, Sunday night meeting, Monday night, me and the guy that works for me, he's also an alcoholic. Monday nights we set aside to read the traditions and study them, just me and him. And Tuesday nights is a speaker meeting. Wednesday nights is a discussion meeting. Thursday nights is a detox. Friday night's my home group. Saturday nights is a detox.
You are all in.
And when we first moved here for about 3 months, I did nothing. I went to one meeting a week. And I looked at my wife one day and I said, what's wrong? She said, I don't know, but something ain't right. There's nothing wrong, but something wasn't right. And when I turn away from my life and go this way and try to help, everything gets good over here. I think I create a space. I think a lot.
An alcoholic who thinks a lot? Never.
But when I'm going into detox, when I'm going to meetings, I go to the halfway house. I sponsor a couple guys at the halfway house. When I'm doing those things, I think I create a space to where God moves into. And he takes care of all the things that I worry about. Finances, relationship, work. My job really all is just to take care of God's kids. That's it. Everything else will be taken care of. When I really do that, my marriage is amazing. When I back away from that, I back into the space where God belongs.
I love this concept that you're presenting here. It's a great visual for me of like, Sam, move yourself out of the trying to control everything around you in your life. Move yourself out of that. Go be of service and make space in doing that for God to do the things in your life that you've been trying to fix.
Yeah. And it works.
And I use my sponsor. Like, he really knows that he's my sponsor. But he tells me all the time, your first commitment is always your first commitment. My daughter lives in New York still. She said if she invites you up for the weekend and then someone else asks you to do something, he said, you go to your daughter. It's always your first commitment. He said, that takes away all the debate of where God wants you.
In other words, you made a commitment, honor it.
Yeah, honor.
Correct. Yeah.
Do what you say you're going to do and show up when you say you're going to show up.
Well, your grandfather's brother would be proud, David.
I tell you one thing, David, I have really enjoyed sitting here relating to you. I love that thing within Alcoholics Anonymous of to listen for where I can relate, not for the differences. And I just totally butchered whatever that is, but everybody knows what I'm talking
I
about.
get that.
And you and I are very different in our lives and our backgrounds. And I'm sitting here with another alcoholic, and I get you, and you get me, and I love this.
I love that. Yeah.
It's been a wonderful thing to get to know you a bit and hear your experience of recovery. Thank you for sitting down with us.
You're welcome.
But David, don't go anywhere because we're going to share a daily quote from the Grapevine and see what kind of discussion it stimulates.
Okay.
Folks, you can sign up to receive daily quotes at aagrapevine.org. They'll be delivered to your inbox, or you can read them every day in the Grapevine app. Here's a good one titled, Got a Pain in Your Feelings, 1950 from the book Emotional Sobriety 2.
Got a pain in your feelings.
This is a good one, Don. The next time you feel hurt, outraged, bitter, or resentful, the beginning of many a slip as attested to by AA speakers, try to remember quickly that you haven't been mortally harmed. In nearly all cases, it's just a pain in your feelings.
Oh, yeah. We're sensitive and we don't suffer well.
We don't suffer silently either.
We don't suffer. That's right. I want everyone to know that I have a pain in my feelings. I like that because it's a different perspective, kind of like we've been talking, David, with your different perspective of how am I going to deal with my problems? Don't deal with them. Go help someone else. And by doing my focus in a different place, my problems will take care of themselves.
David, do you have anything there that speaks to you?
The times that I would come into Alcoholics Anonymous, and I think my alcoholism starts where the bottle ends. Because when I put the bottle down, for some reason, there's a lot of idiots around me. And pop up. And I start noticing. I have a noticer. I come home from work and I notice exactly what my wife didn't do. I go to work and I see exactly where my boss is really going to screw this up. And I see the lazy guy on the crew. And what happens, I create an angst within. And I leave Alcoholics Anonymous one judgment at a time. And I create a lot of those feelings. My mind will chatter and tell me things that are not true, and I will believe it. And I create the feelings within me that take me back out. Show up, whether I believe it, show up, whether I feel it, just show up.
Yeah.
And when I do that, the pain and the feeling will take care of itself.
That's it.
David, we're going to wrap up here. It's just, I mean, we could just keep going and going. I love the conversations we get to have here.
It's been great.
But it is the half-hour variety hour. So,
Except I have one more question. I thought that the Amish, if they're anything like Methodists, you're not supposed to drink.
No, they can drink socially,
Oh, okay.
but not the way I did. I stick out.
You took advantage of the situation.
I did.
well, I mean, as an alcoholic, wherever we are, we tend to stick out.
David, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Indeed.
Thanks for having me.
The Grapevine strives to be self-supporting.
Please subscribe to the magazine or app and visit the Grapevine online store.
The app is free in your phone's app store and has great content and features provided at no cost to you.
But if you subscribe, you get so much more. And you support all things Grapevine, including this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Only $2.99 a month.
A 5-year-old boy was mowing his front lawn and drinking a beer. The neighbor who lived across the street saw the beer and came over to harass the kid. "Aren't you a little young to be drinking, son?" he asked.
"That's nothing. I had my first date when I was 3.
"What? How did that happen?"
I don't remember. I was drunk.
It's really not that funny. Thanks for joining us. The AA Grapevine Half Hour Variety Hour is posted every Monday and is produced by AA Grapevine Inc. We don't speak for AA as a whole. We share the experience, strength, and hope of members to help others recover from alcoholism. All things Grapevine are available at aagrapevine.org, including our app and how to get in touch with us. Find us on Instagram and YouTube. If you want to know more about AA, visit aa.org or search online for Alcoholics Anonymous and your city.